Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's severe weather update. So today, severe weather threatens Kansas and Oklahoma, where we have an enhanced risk across southern Kansas and Oklahoma in the orange, a slight risk across central Kansas through north central Oklahoma in the yellow into north Arkansas and southwest Missouri, as well as much of Nebraska, southwestern South Dakota, and a marginal risk in the dark green from the northern plains all the way down to portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, as well as portions of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. So looking at today's tornado threat, thankfully the tornado threat's going to be low today, but make sure you're on guard for an isolated spin-up tornado if you live across Garden City, Liberal, Wichita Falls, Kansas, or Wichita, Kansas, and Woodward, Oklahoma, as well as portions of central western Arkansas, southwestern South Dakota in the two green areas, including Valentine, Nebraska. Yeah, make sure you're on guard for a couple of spin-up tornadoes, as the tornadoes have been overperforming for the last 2 weeks. Looking at the damaging wind threat today, this is going to be the main threat, where we have a 30% chance of damaging straight line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location across southern Oklahoma or southern Kansas and northern Oklahoma into far southwest Arkansas, northwest or far southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas, a 15% chance of damaging straight line winds in the yellow extending into central Arkansas, as well as much of Nebraska and far southern South Dakota. And we do have a hatched area today, meaning that we could be seeing several of these wind gusts going over 75 miles per hour or hurricane force, anywhere from western Kansas and Oklahoma through central Arkansas. So make sure you're on guard for some uh, for widespread damaging wind gusts and a few destructive wind gusts over 75 miles per hour if you live in this hatched area today in Garden City, Liberal, Wichita, Woodward, Tulsa, even down towards Little Rock, and a 5% damaging wind risk in the brown areas today. And looking at the large hail threat, we once again have a significant hail threat across southern Kansas, northern Oklahoma, southeast Colorado, western central Nebraska, southwestern South Dakota, where we could be seeing hail up to golf ball to baseball, tennis ball, softball size today. So if you live in McCook, if you live in Valentine, Nebraska, Liberal, Garden City, Wichita, Woodward, Oklahoma, especially in Liberal and Garden City, Kansas, make sure you're parking your cars in the garage today, as you have a significant hail threat for your area today. We have a 30% chance quarter-size hail or larger within 25 miles of a location in the red, a 15% chance in the yellow, and a 5% chance in the brown today. So timing out the storms, storms are going to initiate across areas of South Dakota and Nebraska as early as 4 o'clock this afternoon in southeast Colorado. And as we go into about 5 and 6 o'clock, storms are going to spread across western Kansas, southwest Nebraska, across much of South Dakota, even North Dakota, going into 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time. We're going to have clusters of storms moving across southern Nebraska, southern Kansas, as well as northern South Dakota. These could be producing some straight line damaging winds, especially across south central Kansas, going into 8, 9 o'clock. These damaging wind gusts are going to move across south central Kansas and then northern Nebraska. Watch out for some gorilla hail producing supercells between 6 and 9 o'clock this evening. And then as we go into 10 through 11, we could be seeing damaging winds moving into Wichita, Kansas, and going into around 1 a.m. Strong damaging wind storms pushing into southeast Kansas, and the storms across South Dakota are going to weaken as we go into the overnight. However, we could be still seeing some damaging wind gusts pushing into western Missouri as late as 1 to 3 a.m., possibly pushing across Joplin and Springfield as late as 2 to 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. So once again, we have a destructive severe weather threat, this time across northern Oklahoma and south central Kansas. So make sure you are preparing especially for destructive wind gusts and damaging destructive large hail. We live across the orange area especially. Thanks for watching this morning's severe weather update. Stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.